Hello, my Scoobies. Still not comfortable doing an intro, but I feel well. And I go non-vocal when I'm processing my thoughts. I had a therapy session yesterday, and my therapist asked me if I'm doing any better in talking to people here. And I told her that I haven't really been talking to anyone. She asked me if I told her that I will start conversation with people if they show an interest. But they really haven't shown an interest in talking to me here, so I just haven't. And she started talking about social cues, and I finally said, what the heck are social cues? Bleh. What the heck are social cues anyway? And she started saying things like eye contact, and I just told her I don't do eye contact anymore. Like a few years ago, when I started accepting I was autistic, and I realized that I didn't have to do eye contact anymore. I stopped doing it. When I first got into therapy, when I was 15, my therapist at the time really told me to look at people. Really, you have to look people in the eye. So that's what I did from when I was 15 to when I was 43, I guess. And I don't know. I don't think it really helps any. I still was weird. I looked at people in the eye when I talked to them. They still thought I was weird. And so, back to my therapy session yesterday, I got kind of defensive because I was like, "Oh, well, that's it then. Okay, I guess that's all." Because I'm not doing the eye contact thing to make people more comfortable with me. I'm not doing it. I'm not making. I'm not. Eye contact makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. I don't know. I guess I really couldn't tell you if it's painful for me, but it's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. So I just don't do it. And I guess if other people don't like it, oh well. And I guess obviously, even when I was making eye contact with other people, I didn't notice the other person's amount of eye contact because that didn't help. It didn't help me to make friends. It didn't. People still thought I was weird. Um, from what I was, maybe I don't know. Maybe it did help in high school. In high school, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. From my perspective, high school was really lonely and I was depressed. But I was actually very social in high school. I was a class clown in high school, and people liked me. And I went out with people. I went out with other girls from the high school, and we went out to the mall, and we went out to the movies, and we did things. And I went to football games, and um, you know, I knew most of the kids in my class by name, and I only had two friends though. I was only close with two other people in my class. They were the two other misfits in my class. Um, the other people were kind of just acquaintances, but so yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Thinking about that time of my life is very strange because from my perspective, from my inner perspective, it was very lonely and very depressing, and I had a very difficult time, and it was hard. And I went to private school, so and we had uniforms, and I was always getting demerits for my uniform because I never wore them correctly. I was always getting demerits for gum and soda, and I mean that has nothing to do with eye contact, but it kind of has to do with how I was socially, in a way. I was very social in high school, but I don't know. I have no clue how I did it. I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. Um, College was kind of the same thing. Sorry, I have an itch. College was the same thing. I went away to a different town for college. Lived in a dorm on a college campus. You know, I made two friends in my dorm. I met them at 4 o'clock in the morning one night. As they were coming home from a party, and I was sitting outside my dorm reading a book because I was insomniac and I wanted to read a book so I wouldn't wake up my roommate. So I was reading outside. So that's how I met those. Nope, that's how I met those people. Um, um, and they turned out to be pretty good friends, actually. I did a lot with them. I can't remember their names now, but And this was how clueless I was. I mean, they turned out to be gay, and I had no idea, you know. Now, one day I asked them, you know, why is there only one bed in here and there are two of you in here? And uh, they were like, hey, we're gay. I was like, oh, okay. Um, there was another girl in my dorm who I met. I I actually don't remember how or where I met her, but she loved movies, and I got together with her a lot to watch movies. And that was our thing. That's how we watch. That's how we socialize. We watch movies, and that's, you know. And I guess that's how. And I guess I use that in later life. You know, I would, if I wanted to click with another person, I would say, "Hey, do you want to watch movies?" So I guess that's why I learned it from that friend in college. I mean, um, I can't really remember. I can't really remember any other people I was close with in college, but I do not. Well, I remember my psychology professor because he was an ex-Buddhist monk, and he was bald, and he wore sandals, and I thought that was really cool. And I remember my public speaking college class because I was terrified of that class. And I remember one speech I had to make in that class because I had memorized that speech. I remember memorized that speech up and down, left and right, backwards and forwards. And when I got to class, I was just stumbling all over it, just blah, 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 blah. And it was horrible. But other than that, a whole year of college classes, and I do not remember going to class. I do not remember studying. And I got pretty good grades because my parents, for the first semester, they said that if I got good grades, I could have my car for the second semester. So I got my car for the second semester, and they said that I had to keep my grades up to keep my car. So I did. So I got pretty good grades in college. So, um, yay me. But I have no clue how I did. Um, uh, I remember I remember going to eat meals at college because I always ate salads because I had a body image thing and I was freaked out about my weight. So I only ate salads. Um, I think if my friends from the dorm were ever in the like lunch area or the dining area thingamajig, I think I ate with them. But if if nobody I knew was there, I sat by myself. Um, Other than that, I do not remember socializing in college. But I think I do remember going to dances. Hang on. I do remember going to dances and that kind of thing. Oh, and one time, MTV came to my college campus to have an audition for one of their dance shows, and I auditioned for it, and they told me, "You're a good enough dancer, but you don't look the part." And, I just thought, thank you, genius. I knew that. So, that sucked. I am an awesome dancer, though. Um, um, this is kind of okay. Okay. I'll title this "Eye Contact / Socializing." Okay, so while I was in college, I went to an Overeaters Anonymous group on campus or something, or in town or something like that. I don't remember which. Because, like I said, I had a body image thing, and um, so after that first year, I went to summer school because I was an overachiever. My parents had high expectations. I was like, let's just get to school. So I went to summer school. So I was going to Overeaters Anonymous at that time. There was one time that my Overeaters Anonymous meeting, no one showed up. And there was an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting across the hall. And I had no clue. So I just thought, well, they're the same thing. Okay, fine. I'll just go to AA. Well, little did I know that they would be totally different. I wasn't drinking or drugging at the time, but AA resonated with me in a powerful way. I still really can't express how. It just did. And it made my passive suicidal ideation, it really kicked it up into actual suicidal ideation. So I went to my first psych ward in that town. And then it was at that psych ward visit that I first learned about emotional abuse and trauma. So during that visit, my parents and I had some discussions, and it was not fun. They were not happy with me. So I come home from that, and I started going to AA in my city of origin, and it's a whole AA thing. I might talk more about that later. I don't know. But it's a whole AA thing. I still wasn't drinking or drugging at that time, but nobody told me, hey, you need to get out. Nobody said that. So in the fall, I go back to the college I went to, but I only stayed for like a month or two or something. Because I was used to the AA groups back home, and it was really hard for me to adjust to it, and so I dropped out of college. Um, so I tried to, so let's see. So I dropped out of college, went back home. Went back to AA, uh, tried to work a few jobs when I went back home. Don't know how I got into it. Don't know how I found it. But I started going to a day rehab program for a mental health agency. So I was going to mental health groups during the day, and started socializing with people there. And compared to the people that I've met in the last 13 years, they weren't as bad, but I mean, the people that I met in the last 13 years have been more unhealthy, but there were unhealthy people there. So I got in toxic relationships there. I'll just say that. But I didn't find people. But I did find people to be friends with. They were toxic people, but um, I guess I should say. I guess I should say that they were. toxic people were attracted to me. I'll say that. With the occasional, maybe with the occasional neurodivergent person thrown in there, but so I was there for like 10 years. I really did a lot of hard work they did a lot of hard work with my mental health. That's why I was so bummed out when my life just crashed and burned. It's like it was like my life was slowly getting better, and then, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, and then I picked an extreme predator to be friends with, and then my life fell apart. And then I had to pick up the pieces here in Missouri. And now I can't say that I am in a better place away from my parents. Because I have grown a lot emotionally now that I'm away from them. I'm finally able to... What did I want to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Forgot what I was going to say. Anyway. I guess that's where I'm at now, is... Where was I going with this? I wanted to say all that to say that I've done all the socializing to learn nothing. I have learned nothing from that. How is that even possible? I still have no clue how to interact with people. Okay. I think that's all. Okay. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep rocking, everybody. Bye.